Assalamualaikum and hi to Madam Nurida. My name is Muhammad Nabi Israq. I would like to introduce my group member, which is Dia, Hafiz, Ain, Safwana, Damia and Awin. Today we will talk about deflation.
Hi, I'm Safwana and I'm going to talk about introduction to deflation. As we know, deflation is a situation where a price falling continuously either for goods and for services. And usually when deflation, the purchasing power will increase, but other than that, price decreases can lead to the lower of production, which turn to the lower wage, and it leads to the lower demanded by business and consumer. And by that, it can happen, which it leads to the further of decreases in price, and it is very not good for economic growth, because when the price is falling, the economy and the business will have a conflict, many conflict, and we really have to avoid deflation for a stable economy. Thank you, and I'm gonna pass this to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Shabana Zubairi Chambri. My witness number is 190172. I will explain about deflation's impact to the Malaysia economy. When people are worried about losing their employment or other source of income, they increase their saving and spend less. The stock market fluctuates wildly and is on down, while firm buyout mergers and aggressive takeover are on the decline as well. Government amend or enact more stringent regulatory legislation, as well as make fundamental changes to their government. As a result of this behavior, investment method will become less risky and more conservative. Furthermore, investment strategy will prefer physical investment or short-term investment that have a tendency to hold their value and give consumer more consistent spending power. Other than that, there are few impacts that can be affected to the economy, such as impact on consumer and impact on business. That's all from me. Thank you.
Solution by the government. Number one is lower tax rates. Lower tax rates by government can increase a disposable income, so consumer can spend more money to buy goods and services. Number two is lower interest rates. Central bank cut interest rates to encourage lending on short term, because if interest rate low, easy to consumer to borrow the money. Number three is provide advice to seller. Deflation making a pricing of goods drop, and seller unable to continue their operations, so government should provide advice to seller to use the resources wisely.
The effectiveness of the solution, like make a lower tax rates, is it will encourage people to buy cheap goods, allowing business to gradually increase their profits. Other than that, more income will stay in the pockets of businesses and individuals, creating a wealth effect. Next, lower interest rates is effective because it allows consumer to borrow money for much cheaper, which is effective for large purchases like car, home, or other products that require loan. Individuals and businesses tend to demand more loans when interest rates are low. Deflation tends to be lower when interest rates are lower. Lastly, provide advisory to buyers is effective because a professional advisor can help assist you in avoiding blunders through the process of sales. It can help many investors and business owners during the period of declining prices to save them from a great loss.
The conclusion is, deflation is one of the basic problems that may impose an actual and deep influence on the economic scheme and arrangement. Deflation also refers to the persistent decline in the headline inflation. It is caused due to several reasons, such as a drop in the supply of money, increase in the supply of goods, less demand of goods, and the increase in the demand of money. Each economy should be aware of the consequences of the deflations and be prepared to such economic disruption to resolve it easily and effectively. Deflation is not necessarily a bad thing. In a small doses, it brings extra spending power to household and small businesses. There are a number of prudent measures that small businesses owner can take to minimize any impact of deflations. This includes freeing up cash by selling off surplus assets, reviewing expense management, and reflecting on learnings from the recent global financial crisis. Thank you.
Alright, for recommendation, there are a few ways that governments fight for deflation by lowering barriers of limits, and the purpose of these decisions was to shift to an ample reserve regime, and this removed the need for thousands of depository institutions to maintain balance in accounts. Next, lowering the target interest rate. By lowering the target interest rate on the short term, that funds that are lent to and among financial factor, and lower rates makes it cheaper to borrow money and can encourage new investment using borrow money. Last but not least, by increasing government spending, which is government can also borrow money to spend by incurring a fiscal deficit. Thank you for hearing me out.